What are benefits of waking up early? You can be insufferably smug to everyone who wakes up after you. On weekends I like to wake up early because it makes the day feel slower. It lets you savor the weekend. You can get your shopping, chores done early and then have the rest of the day to yourself. It's much better getting to the grocery store early when no one is really there. Counterpoint, if you're a night owl you can go at 11 p.m. and no one is there. ITT. People who don't realize that if you sleep the same amount you have the exact same amount of time in the day regardless of when you wake up. Morning people are always so pretentious about that. There's very little benefit to it. And anything you can do in the morning you can do at night when no one's around. Someone said you can do things without disturbing your neighbors like you would at night. If it's 6 a.m. your neighbors are sleeping, so that doesn't follow. So I learned from one nutritionist. If you want, I can tell her Insta, but her info is in Russian. Anyways, if you are certain age, i.e. 25, the best time for you to wake up is after 9 a.m. Monsieur. If you are 30 to 40 then it's 8 a.m. Monsieur. There's really no need to torture your body and do what morning people do. If it's difficult for you specifically, I wake up naturally at 8:30 and feel energetic in the morning. Sooner you get up, sooner you can smoke some weed. My G. Running before it gets hot outside. If you wake up early, you are more justified in taking that afternoon nap. Before this COVID-19 shit, I was able to wake up early, put on a nice podcast, and go to the gym, monsieur. Getting that out of the way as the first thing in the morning felt great. You did the big and important task of your day before it even started. It was like a big responsibility lifted off your shoulders every time you went. Yep, rolling into work fresh off a gym high while everyone else is groggy and looking for coffee. The world is beautiful in the early morning, cool and still and peaceful and unspoiled. Less cars on the road. When the world is normal, if you share your living space with others, you get all the hot water for a shower you want. And sunrises are pretty awesome. First of all, health. Our internal clock is heavily influenced by light levels. Sleeping during hours of darkness results in healthier sleep and you feel much fresher. Insulin production and blood sugar levels are affected by your sleep pattern too. Practically, shops are closed. Psychologically, you don't consider the time is appropriate for a proper meal. So people who stay up late tend to eat more junk food, which results in diabetes, circulatory issues, and weight gain. Then there's the practicality. Wake early and by the time your brain is fully up to speed, it's only 8 a.m. Monsieur. If you feel more productive, you will be more productive. You can't do much after 11 p.m. without disturbing your neighbors. So you tend to sit around watching TV, playing games, or using your phone. If you wake up early, you can actually utilize your time fully. You can go right back to sleep. I'm a serious night owl. If I'm up early, it's because I'm being paid to be. I see no other benefit. It's very quiet at 4 a.m. Monsieur. You see wild animals. The air is soft and cool. It's the best time of the day. Then there's a sunrise. Hey, as a Muslim I have to eat at 4 a.m. because of Ramadan and then proceed to fast till sunset. It feels a bit sucks when you sleep too late and you just want to enjoy the morning breeze and the rain, but no. I used to sleep in late all through college and grad school, and always had terrible trouble falling asleep at night. I'd start trying around 11 but wouldn't be asleep until 1:30 or 2. Now that my work start time is 7 a.m., I am usually out like a light by 11 p.m. Monsieur. It's a big improvement for my mental health. So how many hours do you sleep on average? Before and now? Probably about the same as before. 7 to 8 hours. But for whatever reason being less nocturnal makes me feel a lot better overall. Out of curiosity, did you ever just try going to bed at 1:30 and see if you fell asleep right away? Seems like a lot of wasted time lying around in bed. Being able to roll over and go back to sleep. Having more time to game. If you get the same amount of sleep, this makes zero sense. If you sleep early, it makes sense. No, it doesn't. Game from 10 to 2 a.m. Monsieur, sleep until 10 a.m. Monsieur, no gaming in the morning. 4 hours of gaming. Game from 10 to 11. Sleep until 7. Game from 7 to 10. 4 hours of gaming. 8 hours of sleep. No difference. Early morning walks are so peaceful. And everything smells so fresh. Everything is quiet and still. Save for the birds chirping. It helps to get a bit of exercise in first thing. So I feel positive as I've accomplished something for the day. And it helps keep me motivated. I also sleep a lot better because of it. I get my online school done really early, and it's another excuse to drink Monsters. Being able to go on morning skates without having to dodge around people. Basically the same as staying up late. Hours of the day that you are largely alone without a lot of other things vying for your attention. You have free admission to the WC. I tend toward being a night owl, and from what I can see, nearly every benefit people cite about waking up early apply to staying up late too. Some people's natural rhythm skews more early and others more late. I think you're gonna feel your best working within that natural rhythm, monsieur. My dog and I walk for an hour every morning. The big city I live in is beautiful at sunrise. They can't smother you with a pillow later. Attacking the day with power. You'll be up and ready should there be any pirate attacks at the port. Seeing a crow on me roof. Asterisk, crows are fucking badass. Asterisk. Everybody is sleeping in my home early in the morning, so I have some quiet time to masturbate. A quiet, peaceful house. When I woke up early and worked out before I started my day, my moods were so much better. I felt like I accomplished a big task before I even go to work. Nobody else wants to. When I used to run at dawn and be out the door by 4:45 a.m., even sketchy people out and about would stare at me like, WTF. You know what time it is. Quote, you'll get the worm. It's a good time to catch worms. You get that damn worm, Monsieur LMAO. I came here to see if anyone really does this. I thought it was a myth. Absolutely nothing that could outweigh the restful morning I get from not waking up early. Not even the ability to verbally abuse anyone who wakes up after you. I have ADHD, and waking up really helps me focus better. I normally wake up around 5 to 6 and around 9 to 10 on school days. Though because of quarantine I've been sleeping 11 to 12 and waking up no later than 8. Normally I would wake up early and do my work studying before I went to class instead of after class. I take medicine for my ADHD, but I find that if I wake up early, I am able to focus better and I don't need my meds to work effectively during that time. I'll take my medicine before class. The point was I am able to concentrate before I take my meds. Sorry if this post isn't formatted well or confusing. I'm not the most articulate with my words. You can be an insufferable smug asshole and verbally abuse anyone who wakes up even a split second after you. Getting the worm before any other bird. Early bird gets the worm, but second mouse gets the cheese. By the time noon comes around, you feel like you actually got things done. And by the time midnight come around, you feel like you should have been in bed an hour ago. More time on Reddit, which can only be a good thing. You get tired earlier at night and avoid the loneliness of being up late listening to old songs that remember of her. You get to sleep earlier. More light. More time. Some peacefulness before the rest wakes up and start the social obligations, harassment. Quiet time in the morning, whether that's used to make a slow cup of coffee, take your time getting ready, or exercise. Being the first one to get to the fridge. Exercising before losing motivation or energy later in the day. I get more chores done without interruption. You don't hate yourself for not getting up until noon. Maybe if you learn that getting up late doesn't delay anything, you wouldn't hate yourself for it. Hide the bodies faster. The feeling of having the whole day ahead of me with seas of time gives me a very calm feeling. I feel as if waking up early in the morning is symbolic to childhood. The entire day is up for the taking. Just like how children have their entire lives to do what they want. When this perspective is understood, why stress about how to spend your limited time, when there's so much time to spend? I'm guilty of waking up at noon during bad times, and it feels like the day is over, and nothing is worth doing aside from going to bed early to get a head start on tomorrow. Almost analogous to being 10 years stuck into a career and feeling like this is it. Nowhere else to go. What's great about waking up early is it's available to every individual. You may get to see sunrise. More time to get more shit done. Not really. If you woke up at 6 a.m. and went to bed at 10 p.m. then you're asleep for 8 hours. If I wake up at 11 a.m. and go to bed at 3 a.m. then I am sleeping for the same amount of time, and therefore we have the same amount of time to get things done. You don't really get more time to be productive, but it feels like there's more time. It's a nice feeling for sure. Going back to sleep for another 2 hours. Quiet. You get to have a long lie. Trash players. Fortnite BR. Yes, I am a kid 13 with energy. I get to beat tried players and a long time to scroll Reddit. Are you planning to start waking up early? Playing more video games, being more in the internet, easy to woke up. H. You get to use the bathroom first. Getting big stuff out of the way earlier makes me feel accomplished and thus helps my mental health. Sunrise, and people don't judge as hard for being sleepy. There is none. Honestly, you can just do more with your day. I hate waking up unreasonably late, because I've missed a few hours in which I could have done stuff. You also go to bed early, so you don't go to bed hungry that much sooner before it's smoke weed time. Peace and quiet. I always get up early and it is nice and quiet. I have more energy in the morning and get more done. Nighttime comes and I'm tired and I don't want to do anything. Why wait all day to do what you need to do? It makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Assuming, of course, you also go to bed early. Source: the baddest ass pimp and most electrified founding father of the USOFA. You get to enjoy some nice alone quiet time if you wake up early before anyone else. You don't have to feel like shit in the afternoon. Instead, you can feel like shit in the morning. Laughing face. Doing more outdoor stuff in the daylight. A cup of coffee and a smoke as the sun rises is something out of a painting. More hours in the day to do stuff. Sunrises are very pretty. Less people are up. It's easier to go places and get stuff done. I dunno. I'm 14 and go to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning. And wake up at around 11 o'clock. Why wake up early when you can just never sleep? You're tired earlier, so you go to bed on time. Using the computer before anyone else. Seeing the sunrise. I was up this morning before 6. Made myself a coffee. Grabbed my bass and went out to the garage for an hour and a half of uninterrupted blissful music. Practice. Heaven. Impossible to do that during the day when you have small kids. You have more of your day to waste. Wait, you benefit from that? More time to do stuff. I go to bed till 11:30 p.m. and arise at 6 a.m. or earlier. Been doing this for about 55 years now. No plans to change. I love getting up and going to the gym early because nobody is there to hog up the machines to use their phones. No creepers staring, and it's just generally quieter. I like the peace and quiet. You can hear the pelicans chirping away at sunrise. Playing video games. Personally, if I wake up at 7, I'm much more likely to spend the first couple of hours of my day being productive. Whereas if I stay up late, the last couple hours are usually spent mindlessly surfing the internet. When you were the only person awake in the house, it's your house. Other benefits include more sunshine, leisurely unhurried mornings. You can get things done earlier and have the rest of the day to do whatever you want. I love getting up early and having my coffee while I sit in a quiet house and just have a long time. I used to wake up at 5 a.m. sometimes 4:30 on school days to study for exams. Days feel longer and I had more time to make sure I looked presentable. I slept earlier so I yawned less in class and I usually avoided being late. It generally made me more organized. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.